Huge win up at Michigan State. Clearly, Michigan's offense was affected, but their defense kept them in it. It was sort of a suspect first half. Michigan was down 14, but those 4 points at the end of the half kept them in it along with their defense.
Yeah, they were very sluggish. So it should be noted that Maryland is a very shorthanded team. So it's not like the advantage in rest heading into the game was an overwhelming advantage. It was an advantage for them because, you know, you're Michigan. You just played a game, 36 hours ago.
Right.
So and it was a huge game. So you're going to be somewhat sluggish. But, you know, they're dealing with injury. So the other thing that contributed to it was the strategy for Turgeon. So they come in, he's walking the ball up the floor. They're picking Michigan up full and three-quarter court. Not to force turnovers. I mean, if you looked at the way they were pressing, it was a soft press. They weren't trying to force them into turnovers. They were trying to bleed the time off the clock. They were trying to get Michigan in situations where you get it across half-court line and there are only 18 seconds left on the shot clock.
Right.
And, you know, that compresses your offense. A lot of times it keeps you from getting the ball to your big man. I didn't think we saw Mo getting as many looks as you wanted him to get. So all of that affected Michigan and put them into a little bit of a lull. But I just felt like, and you talked about it with the defense, you hang around enough, their offense is going to come around, and that's exactly what happened in the second half of this game.
Yeah, Michigan trailed 30-20 at the half, but they scored 4 points there, which I thought were key in the turnaround. They're right before the half to cut it to 10, and then they come out firing. 10 straight points. They tied the game out at 30 with a Xavier Simpson and one floater in the lane there, tied at 30, and then it was a tale of two runs. I mean, Maryland went on a run, and then you saw the shooting barrage. 7 straight threes by Michigan, led by Jordan Poole. I think Mo had a couple in there. You had Duncan Robinson. It was just an all-out shooting barrage by Michigan. You got to like how they were just able to answer that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, if you go back earlier in the season, LSU, Carolina, Beeline talked about how his team Ohio State. How his team responds to adversity, it needed to get better, and it did. And you've seen lately teams, they get up on Michigan and they make a run, and this team responds. So in the first half, you know, you got Charles Matthews keeping them in the game offensively. You know, with his passes, I mean, he was a really big assist guy, you know, 3-4 assists in the first half. Second half, now your shooters start to find their groove in the microwave. He didn't know who the microwave was. Jordan Poole did not know who the microwave was. He called himself the microwave, like, yeah, I know that guy. No, you didn't. He didn't know who,
we both knew he
didn't know who Vinnie Johnson was, but he did. He does have that uncanny ability to come off the bench gunning and just no conscience. He said, I'm hot if I hit one, I'm hot. And that's what happened tonight. So those guys from Jordan Poole to obviously Mo Wagner, they hit a few threes, they got in that groove, and then it was a matter of holding on at the end, and they were able to do that.
Hey, Michigan was able to hold on and get the win, which was huge. That's 2 in a row, and they'll look for their 3rd in a row this Thursday at Nebraska.